Hey, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. What you up to now? Today, deal, test, repeat is what I'm thinking about. How to deal with situations and things that come up in our lives, because they always do, especially when we're growing a business. As I transition from the offline brick and mortar world to the online business world, and I help other businesses add an online component to their operations to absolutely supersize and increase the impact that they have on the world, I find that we have to deal with a lot of situations. Things happen, just like in our personal lives. Last week, my uncle and my father-in-law both passed away. And so it was a definite family-laden weekend, which I absolutely love and adore. But it gave me an opportunity to look and see how different people deal with the same situation. Because when faced with the exact same set of circumstances, the exact same situation, each of us are going to deal with that differently based on our past experiences, based on what we think we need to do to cope and handle a particularly difficult situation. So I'm going to recommend, if you haven't ever done it, start to put together your own toolbox and your own strategies for handling and dealing with difficult, stressful situations. I've got a whole bunch of different things that I do to deal with stressful situations and difficult things that that crop up in our lives all the time. Excuse me, itchy nose. Kiss a fool. Any volunteers? I can't believe I even said that. So dealing with difficult situations. And you know, I don't think it gets much more difficult than when somebody close to us passes away. I call it transitioning, and I have a whole different perspective on it now since I've actually had that experience. I look at it differently than probably most people on the planet. But that's a tale for another day. I am finding that, like I said, it's really fascinating to be able to step back and observe how different people deal with these difficult situations. But I will say, have a couple of ideas and a couple of things in your back pocket so you can always pull them out. When I'm stressed out, there's a couple of things that I automatically do. One, I take a deep breath, and I usually count to 10, but I focus on my breathing and I try to bring myself into the present moment. Two, I will go for a walk. I will buy myself time by going for a walk and actually letting myself relax and deal with the situation in a calm and professional manner. Let's be honest, I'm not always calm and professional. Sometimes I wear side ponytails and I'm just plain crazy. But I try to these days take a deep breath and deal with the situation and think about it from other perspectives than just my immediate emotional response. Another thing I'll do is take a little break, have a cup of coffee, have a cup of tea, have a cup of water, anything that, again, I'm all about buying myself time so that I can react in a much more planned and considered, thoughtful way than just automatically bursting with whatever emotion pops into my head based on the circumstances and the things that are happening in my environment. I will phone a friend. Remember that, what was that game show on television, probably 20 some years ago now, where you could get a lifeline and you could phone a friend. I think it was $1 million something. You could win $1 million if you asked questions, but one of your options was to phone a friend and see if they could help you with the answer. So you could phone a friend. You could ask someone else for what their thoughts or advice is on a given situation. Because chances are whatever problem or challenge or tough situation you have to deal with and come up with in your life, somebody else on the planet has already had to deal with that situation. And we can definitely learn from other people in how they cope and how they deal. Also, I like to remember to cut myself some slack and understand that challenges and difficult situations aren't there to stop me. They're just there to see if I'm committed and serious about the thing that it is that I think I'm moving toward, that I want to do. So in our businesses, as we're growing our businesses and challenges and problems come up, I don't think that they're designed to get us to quit. Now, I do think that there's this, I don't know, Joker side of the universe that does try to get us to quit to see if we really are committed and serious about things. I can't tell you how many times in growing my different businesses, things have happened and other people, other forces outside of me have tried to stop me and shut me down. Yet I always find a way, because I know that there's always a way to succeed and get what you want to work out if you're creative and if you know and believe and keep looking for and trying different things until you figure out what works. I believe almost nothing is insurmountable or too big a challenge to figure out. There's always a solution for everything that we want to do, especially if it's something that someone else has done before. We just have to find somebody who's done what we want to do before and model their behavior. Thank you, Tony Robbins. I've remembered that from my very, very young youth days of him preaching that. And I had a father who taught me that as well. He always taught us there's no such thing as can't, and you can do absolutely anything if you set your mind to it and if you're committed to figuring it out. If you don't quit, there's no way to lose. So, dealing with difficult situations. I think I beat that dead horse. Not that I would ever beat a dead horse. And testing. The next thing I'm thinking about today is testing. I'm going to test a new offer today. Remember yesterday I was going to brainstorm and come up with some ideas. And I will admit I took way too long a walk at the park yesterday. And I ended up coming back and taking a nap. And I almost never nap. But I took a little rest and a nap, which was awesome because it energized me to go and participate with friends and family as we work through and deal with the passing of my father-in-law. And so I'm glad I did take a nap. I wouldn't have taken a nap if I hadn't gone for a long walk. But it did help me to solidify in my mind an offer that I'm going to make. And I'm going to test that offer today with various sources to find out if I'm on target or if I need to continue to tweak that offer to make it exactly what people want. And then the other thing is practice and just doing things. I just need to practice and keep doing the things that I'm a little bit afraid of to stretch my comfort zone and keep moving me forward as I transition from the one-on-one coaching model to the group coaching and the many model, serving many people at once. Because it's time in my personal growth and development that I go from working one-on-one with folks to strategically helping more people and making the world a better place. I'm here to have an impact on the world, just like so many of us, but not on a one-to-one way. I know I'm here to make a difference in more than one person at a time's life. And so that is the model I am moving toward. That is it. Go out, make it a fantastic day. It is Awesome Monday. So you know, as soon as the sun comes up, I'm going to be outside screaming, I feel awesome. And so I want you to join me. Say today, and if you're not brave enough to scream it out loud or say it out loud to people and to yourself, looking in yourself in the face, in the mirror, then just say it in your head. I feel awesome. I feel awesome. I feel awesome. And see if it doesn't positively impact your day. I guarantee it will. Works for everyone I've ever taught it to, so I know it'll work for you too. That's it. I will see you tomorrow with day 248 of What's She Up To Now. I'll let you know how my test went. If I know already, I probably will. Usually it only takes a couple of hours to know if something is a go or a bust. And I know that because I've had a lot more busts than I have had goes. Bye. See you tomorrow. Have a great day. Awesome day.